Yo, yo, what is good? Um, Bit late to the old stream tonight. It's Monday, the 30th of uh, November here in Tokyo, Japan. And let me see. Yeah, I was, I'm a bit late to this tonight's stream, but basically, yeah, I got held up with a chick. Uh, this stream is going to be about Bumble dates. I mean, using the Bumble application, um, because Bumble has been firing off for me for the past while, um, and I just thought I would talk about it. Uh, Someone requested in the comments about what is the best way to get chicks from Bumble to your house. A full breakdown. Christian Matico in the house. What is good? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, so I got held up. I had a Bumble date. Kind of, I'll talk about how how I do Bumble dates, and this chick. It started off, matched on Bumble. Um, got the so she opened with the line, "Tell me about one of your greatest adventures," and a wink face. So I told her about a time I hitchhiked from northern Japan to southern Japan. Just a short little paragraph. And she said, "Yeah, that sounds amazing. I guess Japan is safe enough to do that. Haha." Um, I tell her I'm a Virgo too. And then she says, "Oh, I know, I saw that. What are you doing in Japan? Wait, when is your birthday?" So I tell her my birthday is September 14th. How about you? She says September 8th. Um, so then I say close. And she says, "Well, there's only limited days for Virgo. Did you do anything fun on your birthday?" I said, "Just went out with my friends." And then I get her line. I said, "Add me online. My ID is such and such." So I get her on another dating app. The thing about these dating apps, you have to get them to another application as soon as possible. That is always the best thing to do. Uh, Sam is in the house. What is good? Um, back here a bit later than usual, but uh, it's all good. Anyway, so got her to the messenger, and she kind of. I was trying to meet her. It was kind of longer than usual, so I don't know if I'm gonna go through the whole text. Kind of more longer, yeah, as I said, longer than usual. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter how long these messages are. Your main goal should always be to be diverting the conversation back towards meeting. Because if you're not doing that, and you're not trying to arrange the date, it's going to drag out. These chicks will lose interest because they're on dating apps. I mean, they're getting hundreds of matches. They're getting absurd amounts of matches, guys. I mean, you just got to understand that. And if you're dragging out conversations with them and you're not steering it towards when you're going to meet, when you're going to set up the date, then you're not doing the right thing. So this chick was kind of doing that. She was kind of diverting the conversation away from. I'd be like, when are you free, and then she'd be like saying this, that, and the other. She'd kind of ask me questions about other things, and then I'd answer. I'm not saying you shouldn't answer those questions, but like I said, try and figure out when you're able to meet. Miguel in the house rocking the pimp coat. Yeah, I got this yesterday. Happy with it. Nice Levi jacket for the winter. Um, can't go wrong. Cannot go wrong. Um, but as soon as they start diverting the conversation, sure, answer the questions, but steer it back towards the time when you're going to be able to meet, because like I said, you snooze you lose on these chicks. They will be busy with the torrent of dicks coming towards them on these dating apps, and it is a torrent. It really is quite something. You know, and I've just been getting the dirt on these chicks because I ask them questions. Especially when if I know that it's not gonna work out, if I'm getting those red flags, if I'm getting poor body language, I kind of open the conversation up and kind of ask them about, how's Bumble going, or trying to get the truth out of them, especially when I know that I'm not going to get, laid out of it. You can kind of garner some interesting information. But anyway, today's chick, so I'll read you the last bit. Okay, so um, I sent her the I sent her the pic of the jacket just to show her, see what she said. So what, just to try and get her attention. So I matched with her a while ago. I sent her the pic of the jacket just to try and warm the situation up again, because I knew it looks kind of dope. So she said, "Ha, well, classic, couldn't go wrong." I said, "Are you free later tonight?" She said, "Why?" I said, "I want to meet you. Why do you think? LOL. Haha, I'm not sure about today, but I'm free tomorrow." So I said, "How about lunch tomorrow?" And then she says, "Maybe dinner. Ah, wait, I think I just became available tonight. If you still want to meet. My work canceled today." So she said this morning, this is what she said. She says, first of all, she's saying maybe tomorrow. Then she said, "Oh, wait, maybe I'm free tonight." So I did the usual. You always try and meet at your local, the nearest place to your house. You figured it out, you have to have a plan of action. So I'm always the same thing. Cool. Can you meet me at such and such a station at 6 p.m. tonight? And she says, "That's kind of far. What's good there?" So I just said bars and restaurants. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, it's obvious when she asked that question. Let's be honest, that's kind of a red flag. When she said that's kind of far. What's good there? Girls that really want to smash don't ask that question. Seriously, it's a small thing, but I've been in this game long enough to know. I know what the signs are. Girls that want to smash and are seriously keen about getting in your pants, these girls don't ask. They don't ask. It seems like something small. Yeah, she's just asking why. What's there. No, like when girls want to smash, she knows I live there. Obviously, I never said it, but it's obvious. It's obvious. I mean, these girls, they're not idiots. Um, when it comes to this kind of stuff, they've been on plenty of dates before. They know how it works. Um, Jason B in the house. What is good? So anyway, she put that out there. She said that's kind of far. What's good there? I said bars and restaurants. So she says, "Okay, sure, but just letting you know, I'm a picky eater." So I said, "No problem." Um, you know, honestly, I should have. Today would have been a good opportunity to do the meet with the bag of groceries and go back, bring her directly back to my house. I should have done that today. I kind of let the ball drop a little bit, but it's whatever. I mix things up. Sometimes I go. Like I said, you know, sometimes ideally you don't want to be going for drink. You don't want to be going for food with these chicks, but like I said, she said she's a picky eater. She wants to. She wants to eat. So if a chick wants to eat, you kind of roll with it. I mean, you're not the one suggesting it, but you know, um, sometimes, you're not gonna be like, no, you can't eat. You're gonna be, but it's always better to arrange a drink and or coffee or something. Going down the road of eating it's just not a good idea. But sometimes you'll take it if they're kind of hot, and you kind of you'll take the risk. But this girl has been showing the red flags, but still not too many that would make me cancel the date or anything like that. But so I she says, yeah, I say no problem, and she said, all right, see you. So I say, come to the west exit of the station. See you then. She says, okay, it takes longer than I thought. I'll be 10 minutes late. So I just say, okay, no problem. So she actually arrived on time, and she says, I'm here. I'm in front of Family Mart. So I was late going to meet her then because she said she was going to be late and she wasn't. But um, so I know I made her in front of the station. She's there before me, and yeah, she kind of, she didn't have much. She didn't have many pictures on her profile. She just had a facial picture, and she was tall, and she was pretty good. She was wearing it's kind of cold in Tokyo now, so she was wearing kind of frumpy clothes, kind of a hipster chick. But I mean, she could have been, she was kind of stylish, I guess, but not. It wasn't just poorly put together. She was kind of one of those stylish chicks. But what is good? Know your worth in the house. Yeah, she was a stylish kind of hipster chick. I kind of, I dig their style. It was kind of nice. Her hair was dyed half pink down, but of course, she was wearing the mask when I met her, and we're outside. So I told her, you can take off the mask, and she was, there was another red flag where she got a bit defensive then and said, I don't wanna die, and in not in a joking way, in kind of a serious way. Um, so that was a red flag. So I didn't go down that rabbit hole with her. I just kind of say, oh yeah, yeah, but it's outdoors, it's all right. And anyway, so we went and we ate some sushi, and talking away to her, she seemed pretty cool. She seemed like we were talking about this, that, and the other. I've said this, like, Chinese. She could speak. She was Chinese, so we're obviously speaking English. Chinese girls tend to be, more. There's more going on. I don't know. They're more open. They talk more. They talk a lot more, actually. Yeah, like they're talkers. So, I was like, okay. So I was trying to get the, I had the sushi, we had the sushi, and I said, let's go for a walk. And morning, gentlemen. What is it? The Haiti time traveler. What is good? Um, yeah. So yeah, it was. We finished up the sushi, and I paid for the sushi. It's not that expensive in Japan. You can get good sushi for pretty decent prices in Tokyo. Fresh as hell. It's a good time. But so yeah, I paid up at the till. It wasn't certainly didn't break the bank. But you always kind of. I mean, if you're on a date, the thing is, you kind of have to pay. Like, it's just if you're going splitting bills on the first date and stuff, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. It depends on your situation. If you're in college, if you're a college student, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, you can split. It depends on your situation. But I think she was like 23 or something. I just feel weird. I'm not going to be splitting the bill for a bit of sushi, especially when it's not like not expensive, especially on the first date. But anyway, side note, um, so anyway, so as I do, I go up and I pay, just get things done out of the way, and said, just I didn't, I don't even think I said let's go for a walk. I just did the usual. I just walked towards my house. And so we're my house was about about 10-minute walk from where we were at from the sushi place. And so we get done. We're nearing my house, and she's no, we get to my house, and she didn't ask like where we were going, so that was a good sign. She didn't ask where we were going. um we you know So she didn't ask, and we get to my house, and so I said, there's my house, let's go in. And she said, "Oh, you're sneaky. You should have told me where we were going." And I was like, "Yeah, that's like a shit test. You don't get butthurt about it. You just reassure them and say, no, just it's all right. We're just gonna go in and chill and listen to some music." Yeah, and she came in like 100% willingly. Um, it was a small shit test, but you know, so we got in, and she's just she's like very talkative. I mean, she's enjoying the interaction. I honestly, I just want to get laid. But she's really kind of curious, asking me a lot of questions, and you know, and it's kind of like, I kind of want to do this show too, so things are getting, so I kind of, I do the usual. I I have a couch. I have a sofa over here. It's like kind of flat. It can roll it out, and it's comfortable area. It's like cushioned floor. So what I always do, I say, sit. I tell them to sit down there, and she said, "Oh no, I'm fine here." Giant red flag, huge red flag. It means, yeah, that means she's not comfortable. She's not thinking about, because she's not following. When girls don't follow, like I said, I've been in this like long enough to know when girls don't follow your orders like a smoothie, they'll give you shit test, sure, like they'll give you a shit test. But if there's an accumulation of even small things, like where she questioned why we should meet at my local station, and then she said I was being sneaky when I didn't tell her we're coming here, and then even though she still came in, and then she wouldn't sit on where the couch, the comfortable area. She was sitting on the uncomfortable kind of wooden. There's not even a seat there, so she was like just sitting on the floor basically. Yeah, these kind of red flags add up to not getting laid. Basically, I can read the writings on the wall at that point, and I kind of want to do this show like at 9. So I mean, time was ticking on, and yeah, I was late to this show because of that. But anyway, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna shoot my shot. So I asked her how tall she was. The usual thing, the mirror technique. I've talked about this before. If you're familiar with this show, but if you're not, basically, when you're in a room with someone, I'm in the room. Imagine she's sitting down, and I stand up and I say, "How tall are you? How tall are you again?" And I stand them in front of that mirror, and I stand behind them, and I put my hands on their waist, and I usually kiss their neck, and that's how you initiate sex. And so I did that, but she pulled away from me when I put my hands on her waist, and I okay, but like I said, the writing's already on the wall, so I'm just kind of trying to make my moves, and then she sits back down again, and that's fair enough. So it's like, okay, I'm getting to the point where I'm gonna just shoot my shot, and if this doesn't work out, we're gonna like go back. We're gonna finish her. I'm gonna bring her back to the station. So second thing you do is she's kind of being distant from me. She's not coming close. Like she wouldn't, like I said, she wouldn't sit on the sofa, but at the same time she's talkative and being friendly, and she's kind of eating up time because she's wanting to stay here. She's enjoying talking to me. um but she's not being very intimate. She's not letting me get close. She's not letting me touch her. um so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna shoot my shot. If it doesn't work out, we're going back to the station. So I basically, she was sitting down. I came behind her and just started massaging her shoulders, and I'm just trying to initiate. You have to break that wall. You have to break the barrier, because there's a an icebreaker. Because if you're not, like, I just knew, like, already I know I'm not, almost, that I'm not gonna get to, um whatever. I figured, with the accumulation of red flags, small red flags, but red flags nonetheless. um I figured I wasn't gonna get she's not gonna we're not gonna have sex, basically. So I I started giving her a massage. I said, she was kind of into that. She let me do it. She didn't shrug me off or anything. She didn't say, I don't need that. But I went down for the kiss then, and she said, stop it, in not a very playful way whatsoever. Uh, so I kind of kept massaging her a little more, and I tried once more, and then she said, "Didn't you hear me? I said stop it." So then okay, that's it. That's like, yeah, she's given way too many. That's not a shit test at that point. That's when you know that that's not a shit test, and you kind of, okay, like, if we're not gonna do this, then, So basically, I wrapped it up and took her back to the station, and that's just the way I roll. But I was very upfront about what I wanted, but um, that's how it went for me today. But in other situations, that's exactly the way you play it. That's the way I always play it. With these Bumble dates, you just set up the date, and you follow exactly what I did, and sometimes it works out. Well, majority of the time it works out when you get to that point. So what happened tonight was in the minority of situations. Like, it was in the it's usually success. When a girl comes into your house, it's usually you're gonna get laid. But yeah, there's always the times that it doesn't. Um, yeah, that's part of the game. That's part of the player life. You cannot have 100% success rate. That's just not it. Like, and I'm 100. That's just the way it is. You need to put in the work. But yeah, let's see. Oh, we got Peter in the house. What is good, man? What is good? Um, Christian says, "What do you think of just shooting to a girl's gram when she has it on Bumble? Is it a good way of sourcing?" Hmm. I mean, you can try and match with her on Bumble first, and then if you don't match with her on Bumble, you can go to her gram, and then you can DM her on the gram and try and get it in with her on the gram. I've had I've gotten girls over to do, erotic photography from Bumble, from their Instagram. So maybe I didn't match with them on Bumble, but then I went to their Instagram. They DM them, said, "Yo, I like your style. Would you model for me?" And then I've sourced girls to be models for photography through that. So yeah, and if you've ever seen my photography, you know what that's all about. So it's definitely Instagram is definitely a good story. You got to get your Instagram well, it's worth it. You don't have to do anything, but having a good Instagram is definitely a valuable thing. I mean, if you can set up your Instagram artistically and show that you're living a good life, and that you're doing all these cool things, and you're wearing all these fashionable clothes, and it's like a CV, man. Having a good Instagram is very valuable. Um, yeah, and I pretty much thing is I pretty much don't have a DHV Instagram, because mine is about photography. I'm giving out advice. I should take my own advice, but no, but I know that it works. Instagram, having a DHV Instagram is very, very valuable in this day and age. Some girls just instantly only communicate. They'll shoot straight for your Instagram. A lot of girls on Bumble ask me for my Instagram. Like when I ask for their messenger, they want to check out my Instagram, and I can't really. Some of them I can give the drip drop slap Instagram if I think they're down for photography. But yeah, obviously, if the normal girl sees my drip drop slap Instagram, then I'm gonna be, she's not she's not gonna come through. Let's be real here. My Instagram is erotic photography, so most girls aren't gonna be down with that. You know what I mean? So you want to, I'm gonna be doing it. I'm gonna be setting up a DHV Instagram just because it's worth it. Um, very much so. Uh, Peter says, "Will you be trying a second date with her?" I mean, I won't be going out of my way. She was a good-looking girl, very good-looking Chinese. She was a tall girl, kind of hipster, stylish kind of girl. I could tell she was wearing these kind of dungarees and a crop top, and I could see she had a really sexy waist because that was on display, but it was kind of baggy. Other than that, I couldn't really see the shape of her butt, her booty, or anything. But I know she was a good looking girl, 23 years old, um, Chinese girl, very. But the thing about going on a second date is, I'm not gonna go out. I'm not gonna do a second date. Pretty much not. She's gonna have to come here, like, because my cards are already on the table. Like, I'm not. Sometimes there's just no point. I mean, but that's just me because I'm just at that level where it's like I don't need to go on dates. It's just it's timely. Time is money, you know. I mean, if I'm going on another date, how long is it going to take then? I could go on another date, but it's she didn't even let me kiss her today. So what's the point? Probably won't be going on a date with her. Most likely not. The only date I will be going on with her if she comes over here to watch a movie. That's what she's relegated to. That's it's pimp or be pimped in this game, guys. It's you'll get your time wasted. You'll get these chicks will take you for a ride if you're just if you're not sharp, if you're not focused. And the thing is, the reality is she'll I could go on a second date with her, but she'll go on another Bumble date, and she'll smash another guy. See, the thing is how much time do you have? What are you willing to waste? How much time do you like going on dates with girls? Do you like spending quality time? Do you want to? You know what I mean? Some guys might enjoy going on dates. Kind of like personally, I don't. Sometimes I do. I mean, but basically, I'm just looking to get laid. Like, if you're on a date with a first date with a cool girl and you have good conversation, I mean, it can be an enjoyable experience. It's not only about like, yeah. Of course, it's number one. You want to smash. Like, let's be real. Let's be honest. But it can be enjoyable too. Like, we're not like robots. Like, we enjoy human interaction. It's an enjoyable experience to be on a date with a feminine, sweet, interesting girl. Um, but I'm not willing to waste my time. I'm not willing to have my time wasted just because I know too much. To be quite honest, Peter, um, usually when I don't smash on the first date, they're kind of gone into the wind because I just have too many other things going on, and it's usually not worth it. Um, I don't like having to negotiate for intimacy. So basically, if they're not putting out on the first day, if they're putting up like time limits and deadlines and criteria, and it's just never really worth it. You know, the best sex is just like kind of spontaneous, where it just happens, like when you're just like when there's no like kind of, oh, I don't do this on the first date, or I don't do this on I have to do like 3 dates, and then the third date comes around, then you finish the third date and you get ghosted. Like, ask me, this happens. Like, this is like, you know this is the reality. This is the game these chicks are running. they'll do 3 dates. They'll get, they'll get their Instagram photos of their dinners and their coffees, and they'll get some free attention, and they might have enjoyed your company, but they're just not willing to. And something else comes along, a better guy, and they'll be on that boat. You'll get ghosted. I was actually talking to this girl tonight about ghosting, and she was saying, yeah, it's like she was kind of honest about, the fact that I think she said, oh, she has never ghosted anyone, and I was like, that's bullshit. And yeah, she said, oh, yeah. Then she came clean and said, oh, well, maybe I have a few times, and I'm like, yeah, sure. No, these girls all are engaged in ghosting tactics. So, you know, um, the safest way to play it is the 3 date rule. So you do the 3 date rule. It's like if you haven't gotten laid, like for me as like I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet, but my tolerance level is maybe less because I just know too much about. I can read like today. I knew that I wasn't going to have sex before it was even confirmed, just because the accumulation of the small things. Um, and I could have pulled the plug even earlier, but I mean, I'm gonna at least try. I'm still, I'm not a quitter. But that's the thing. Um, but if you're kind of starting off, I wouldn't be saying just to cut girls off after the first date. I'm not saying everyone should do that. I'm not at all. But by the third date, if you haven't gotten laid by the third date, you're doing something really wrong, and you need to figure out. You need to cut her off, and then have be working on other things. It's not that you cut them off; it's that you relegate them to only house date after the third date. So if you're a beginner and you're just getting into the dating scene and you're trying to stack a notch count, you do the first date. Well, you always try and get them into your near your location, near your house or near your apartment or wherever you're at. If they say no, if they make some excuse, if they, that's an indication that you're not going to get laid on the first date. So you weigh up your options and you say, is she worth it? I'm going to go on a date with her. Is she worth potentially 3 dates just to get laid? And if you think yes, that if you think you're willing to put in 3 dates, then go on that first date. Try and get laid. I mean, try and get laid, but understand that you're probably not. So then you've gotten the first date out of the way. You do the second date, which this is kind of you should be shooting to your location. If she doesn't come again, that's an even bigger red flag. So she's on thinner and thinner ice. If you're getting my meaning, like you're kind of, so you again, you weigh up the options. You think, okay, well, she's not coming again. She's not coming to my location again. She's not following my orders. She's her interest level is obviously not that high, to be honest. So you weigh up your options. So say you go on the date, and you do the date. You still try and close the deal. You still try and bring her home, but say she doesn't. Third date. The third date has to be at least she has to follow your orders. Or if she doesn't, then I mean, it's your own fault if you go on the third date and you haven't even gotten a kiss. You're getting played. You're really, you're not, you're not doing it right. And who knows how long this could go on for. It's just the juice won't be worth the squeeze if you continue, and I've, ask me how I know, because I've done this stuff before. It's happened to me before. Peter says, how long did this first date lasted? This first date, what time did I meet her? I met this chick it was 6 p.m. and it lasted much longer than usual than I would. The whole date lasted about 3 hours. Um, so maybe less. Let's say like 2.5 hours. Um, yeah. So we went to the sushi place about mm, an hour and a half in the sushi place. Usually I like to keep I like to keep it less than an hour even, or like an hour. Usually going a bit longer. But we're eating, so it takes longer, I guess. We're it's not like we're having a drink. Honestly, I having a drink or coffee is the best because you're keeping things like snappy, quick. Um, but if you're eating for a while, but like I said, she wanted to eat, so you can't be like, oh, I'm not gonna eat with you, and you kind of take roll with sometimes you just roll with the punches. It's not that big a deal. You're obviously you're trying to steer things in a certain direction, but if it doesn't go in that direction, you can be lenient. You can be lenient. Just because they go for it's not ideal going for food, but it's not a complete write off. It doesn't mean that you're not going to. I've banged plenty of chicks that I went for food with first. It doesn't mean, but it's just not ideal. Anyway, yeah, I dropped her off at the station at like at 9, so that's why I was late starting the show, and I got back here at 9:20. So I guess the whole thing lasted about almost 3 hours maybe. Um, if you take into account walking back to my house and whatnot. Yeah, so that's it. It lasted longer than I would usually, but that's probably because of the fact that we ate. Um, and yeah, she didn't put out. She didn't even let me kiss her. She let me give her a massage. Um, yeah, back to your original question. I can't see myself going on a first date, going on a second date with this girl. She will. I mean, she can come if she messages me. I probably won't even message her, but if she messages me and hits me back up, I'll invite her over for. I'll try and get her over for a movie again. Yeah, but like I said, I understand that her interest level. Like, how is she gonna go from like zero physical opening to like it's probably she's probably gone in the wind, a feather in the wind. But you know abundance mindset, I just have so many more options open. It is what it is sometimes, but not everyone can play this kind of game. Sometimes guys will have to do the 3 dates to get somewhere. It depends on how high your game is, and how much you're able to like turn these girls on, how much you're able to like intrigue them enough to want to come back to yours on the first date. Christian says, "Damn, I consider not kissing on the first date a deal breaker. This is why I'm tuning in." Yeah, I mean, like I said, yeah, like she didn't kiss, so it's yeah, she's certainly. I won't be going on a second date, but like I said, she'll be relegated to house date. So, but honestly, I don't think she's gonna hit me back up because my she knows what's up. She knows my cards are on the table. I mean, I've tried to. I made my move twice. But she rejected that in not in a playful way, in a very sterile, like kind of yeah, in a way that it wasn't a shit test. So it's like, yeah, I'm not. I would never, I would never waste my time going to meet her at some other, somewhere that I won't even meet her at the station. She'll have to come. She'll have to come for a movie like Netflix and chill. That's how you play this. You don't write chicks off because you can leave pussy on the table if you're like, oh, she's done, like I could block her, like, but you could also leave pussy on the table if you block someone, like you can always like just don't get emotional. Like don't get like emotional about girls that reject you or girls that like just play it cool. Like forget about it. Work on other leads. You know. Um, let's see. Noe Word says girls will lose respect for you if you don't make a move before the third date. Oh my god, not making a move before the third date is like extremely like that's extremely a no-go. Like you make a move on the first date. Like you try and you have to move in somewhere. Um but try and not make it like clumsy. Sometimes guys will like at the last minute, like when the girl is at the station or something. I've seen guys make these clumsy trying to kiss a girl on the first date when the date's already over and she's at a station. It's almost not worth trying to kiss her at that point. You've left it too late. It's just this awkward kind of embarrassing. You trying not to make awkward. You have to make a move. I'm not saying, but try and be strategic about it. Um, Try and get physical, but also try not to be like that cringy guy who, you see those compilations of guys that propose to their fiance, not even their girlfriend in public spaces and get rejected. Try not to be that kind of guy that does these embarrassing, clumsy moves. I'm not saying don't definitely be gunning for the like to get physical on the first date, but just try and be strategic about it. If you can do it in a place where it's not like embarrassing for her and you're gonna be like, you know what I mean, just consider it. Um, you know, yeah, definitely not making a move before the third date is extremely amateur. She'd want to be super hot too. They're going on 3 dates with a chick and not even getting, if you haven't touched a girl, like if you've gone on 3 dates and there's been no physical contact with a girl, there's some serious space between you then because you're almost getting used to like not being physical, and then that just kind of ruins the attraction. I don't know. Um, do you think Peter says? Do you think she was planning to have a free meal from the beginning? I mean, it's possible. It's pretty pathetic. It's possible. I mean, I don't think so because she was really, to be quite honest, she was really seemed like she was really enjoying talking to me. To be honest, so I think it was more like the company she wanted. I'm sure, I mean, they want a free meal, but it's not like that expensive. Like, well, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm buying her a Gucci bag, Um, we went for sushi. I mean, sushi in Japan isn't expensive, but I think no, it's more like the social. It's more like the free attention. I'd say that's much higher value to these chicks. She came, she met me, but I she probably knew she wasn't gonna have sex that night. Um, but she just she wanted to talk to someone. She wanted to have that free attention. Um, yeah, so that's it. If she's, it was, I don't know, but package, I guess. She wanted a free meal and the free attention. But Peter says, or was it more about her not feeling it? Um, well, I got the impression off her that she was kind of prude from the start, just from her body language. Um, but yeah, it might have been that. I don't know enough. I don't know enough about her, but I just know that the body language she gave off and the accumulation of the red flags resulted in, yeah, just I knew before I made my move. I expected to get rejected. It wasn't like, oh, like I'm getting rejected. It's but when you do this enough, when you've been in the game as long as I have, you can read the red flags and you can understand. So I wasn't like disappointed or like, oh, like I can't believe I came this far and I'm not getting laid. No, I expected it. just because, like I said, the accumulation of the red flags, where she questioned why we were meeting at that particular station. She she said I was being sneaky for walking her back to my house. Even though she came in like even right after, and then third one, she wouldn't sit on the sofa area, whereas clearly more comfortable. Three red flags, the accumulation. I was like, yeah, this chick isn't. She's not open to getting intimate or having sex, and it's fine. At that point, you just shoot your shot, and you can decide, do I want to keep talking to this girl, or do I want to just say, yo, let's go back to the station, or I got stuff to do or whatever. um yeah, so just expect it. These are the kind of things you have to deal with online dating. But the system is flawless. My system is what works. uh the system is there, it's in place. It's just it's a matter of just getting the girls that meet me and have high interest, and you know doing the deed. Get bring them back and banging. Uh, as if I follow my system, it definitely happens more often than not where I get laid. Uh, but it's there's always the ones who will not bang. But usually, like I said, when they come through that door, it's usually yeah, it's it's a 90% success rate as soon as they come in. But you know, I'll take it. It's not bad. One out of 10 will probably do that, like where they'll come in, but they won't get physical. Um, it's very rare, like very rare, that they won't let me kiss. That's super rare. I'd say that's like I'd say out of like yeah, probably out of 100 chicks, probably maybe yeah, maybe I don't know, maybe like 2 out of 100 maybe would not let me kiss. That's kind of rare. Once a girl's in your house and they don't even let you kiss, yeah, that's a rare occurrence. But whatever, it's all about probability. It's all about increasing your probability. So the more you increase your value, the higher your success rate is. So if your image isn't good, you're not looks maxing, you're not dressing well, you're not doing this, that, and the other, your game is poor. You might get 100 girls back to your house, but maybe 50% won't even let you kiss. So, but the more you maximize your game and your style and your fashion and everything, it'll increase and increase and increase and increase. You know, it's the same with day game. It's the same thing. It's like you could approach 100 girls if you're a slob, and you'll bang one of them. It's the amazing thing about day game. It's like even if you're a slob, even if you're a bum, you approach 100 girls and you get better at game. You'll bang one of them, like guaranteed. I'm sure of it. Um, but you start dressing well. You start you start putting on some good cologne. You start like getting better at speaking. You start getting just genuinely confident, not fake confidence, like genuine, just relaxed. Uh, you're gonna like your success rate is just gonna go boom, boom, boom. Like the more chicks you approach, the more you're gonna get laid. Um, it's just the way it is. It's funny. It's funny. I remember like it was just a few weeks ago. I was on a date. I met a girl at the look, same things. Met her at the station, and I just the introductions. What's up? Nice to meet you. Whatever. And one of the first questions she asked me was, "Are you okay? Are you nervous?" And like, it's just funny to me because I was genuinely like not zero nerves, like absolutely no nerves. I don't know. I don't know why she thought that. Maybe a communication difficulty or something. But I don't know. But it's just a thing I brought up because where I said in day game, your confidence, when you get that genuine confidence, that's just infectious to women. Um, it's just very attractive. They know something about you. They know, like and that's what I have when I go on dates. I have no nerves. I don't get nerve. I don't understand nerves. Even with day game, when I'm approaching girls on the street, there's no nerves. I'm not nervous. There's no like goofy like stuttering or my heart rate is pounding. That doesn't happen anymore. I'm not. It used to. I used to be like that. That's you gotta overcome that. It's not normal if you don't have that at the start when you're first starting to do game. But you gotta try and control it, and you just gotta keep doing it until you get used to it. It's just one of those unavoidable things. Um, but yeah, I know it's just one of those things. You win some, you lose some. Um, I had another Bumble date yesterday, and it was the she didn't ask why we had to meet there. She didn't ask to eat. She went straight for a drink, and she didn't ask why we were going. Brought her straight back to my house. So she was a textbook perfect example of a girl that I knew I was gonna like with great certainty had a good idea that I was gonna have sex with, and I did. She didn't question, she didn't reject sitting on the sofa area. And I did. I just made my move, mirror technique. Boom. So it's the system that works. Just you guys you gotta build a system wherever you're at. You gotta figure out your end goal is sex, right? So you gotta figure out, what do I need to do? Which plan of action am I going to take to set this up? You know, you don't be going off on random dates to weird, random spots with no like. How is this going to result in sex? Those are dates you can take. You can take if you've nothing to do and you're bored and you just want to, maybe you just want to go on a date, and you can go off to some random ass place on a Sunday afternoon. But it's just, as long as you understand that the dynamic, what's going on with these women when they do that, when they don't follow your orders, when they don't play ball. But you'll learn all this after doing it more and more. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's probably gonna be it for tonight. Um, yeah, as usual, thank you all for joining. Um, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification, because I don't know if everyone gets like notified as to when I'm streaming. But um, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow night. I'm gonna be streaming from 9 p.m. Check out the links in the description, and wherever you're at, have a blessed Monday. So peace out. Catch you again. Bye bye.